Hey guys, Jacqueline Fernandez here at the Alert Center. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Today we are discussing Trump's 100 days in office today, all of those tariffs, and what that means for you if you do own a small business. Having a good work environment is part of that. We will get to that in a second. We do have some tips from the Better Business Bureau, though, for small businesses to cope with inflation, to cope with those rising costs in the market, etc. So Tristan joining us now from the Better Business Bureau to kind of help us put this all in perspective, to help small businesses in particular with their business journey. Tristan, thanks so much for joining us at the Alert Center this afternoon.
Yes, it's always a pleasure.
Wonderful. Okay, so I'm kind of jumping around a little bit, so bear with me. Sorry about that. But let's get to some of the top tips for small businesses in particular. There seems to be a lot of uncertainty out there. Maybe people aren't buying as much as they were because of the tariffs. Prices are going up. We mentioned eggs a lot in our reporting these days. What are some tips for businesses? What can you tell us?
Yeah, to start, I think just making sure you know exactly where you're spending your money is very important. Be sure to audit everything from subscriptions to supplies and inventory to employee salaries. Because if there is an instance where maybe a business does need to cut some spending or cut some cost, it's easy if you have everything just laid out for you. You can say, oh, well, we don't use this super often, or we could maybe get rid of this for a little while. Then you can go through that and understand exactly what you can cut. And then another tip along with that is just be sure to diversify your suppliers. If you're a business that has just one supplier and for some reason their prices skyrocketed or they're out of stock, then it puts you in a panic mode on where are you going to get your supplies that you need those supplies to fill the needs of your customer. So be sure to just have everything written out and know exactly where you're getting those supplies and how you can do it as efficiently as possible.
Yeah, okay. And another thing that caught my eye, small businesses are going to have to look at different ways to sort of get creative, right? So can you expand upon how we use creative, the term creative, in a business sense?
Yeah, in a business sense, is just don't be content with where you are now. Although there is inflation, we still want to grow. We still want all of our businesses in Omaha and across our service area to grow as much as they possibly can. So with that being said, is just think outside the box, whether it's maybe using AI or cheaper resources for advertising, or even working with other businesses, partnering up with other businesses to share advertising or host events, just to find different ways that you can grow your business as well as your community.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah, thanks for explaining that for me. Now, another thing though, that people, when we talk about inflation, we're kind of talking about the negative aspects and what isn't working. But there are a lot of businesses out there who, things are working. So you can focus on the positive and learn from those experiences as well, right?
Yes, definitely. I think this is a great learning experience for so many businesses. And many businesses have been through things like this before, where maybe prices rise or they're in a little bit of a slump and they have to find a way out. So I think just staying positive and finding a way to work with your company to find new ideas and new ways to get what your business does out into the community. And a huge focus is make sure that you do what you do well a lot more, right? Focus on the things that you do great so that when consumers do come to you and you do your main point on point, then
Mhm.
businesses are so much more likely to have success and consumers are so much more likely to come back.
And don't forget about those consumers. I mean, just keeping those customer service a priority still for the business. I mean, you may be kind of figuring out, okay, what are the next steps, et cetera. But, that loyal customer base is still really important, it seems like.
Yes, being transparent is huge. So if for some reason prices do need to increase for your business, be sure to be transparent with those consumers about why. Don't just say because management said this or it's just the times right now. Be sure to kind of explain why, because trust is what we talk about a lot. And if consumers can trust you, then they'll say, "Oh, I understand this. I understand why the prices are higher. But in the future, I'm going to continue to come back to you because I know you do the job right and you're honest with me."
Tristan, this is something you wanted us to focus on here at the Alert Center this afternoon. Having a good place to work is really paramount. Tell us about a good working environment.
Yes, the work environment is huge. Hiring new personnel can get expensive and it takes away time and effort from maybe the main job that needs to be done at a business. So if you have a great work environment where people love to show up every single day and everyone's on the same page with the mission, then it makes it so much easier when times maybe do get tough. All those employees are more likely to say, all right, how can we bear down and fix this together and make sure that we, take our consumers seriously and make sure that the job's done right, without worrying about all these other little things that are going on. If your retention rate for employees is good, then it just makes it such a nice environment to get to know your employees and just build success off of that.
Yeah, it's a team effort. Everyone's really working together. That's wonderful. Tristan, anything else you wanted to add this afternoon?
I don't think so. I think we covered it all. And if you're a small business, make sure to be trustworthy, do things the right way, and take the customers first, and you'll have a lot of success.
Yeah, always some good tips. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. Enjoy the sunshine while we have it.
Yes, we'll do. Thank you.
All right, nice to see you. All right, so if you're just joining us at the Alert Center, we were just discussing some tips from the Better Business Bureau for small businesses to cope with inflation, the rising costs of things, and some best practices there. Now I'm going to kind of switch gears and discuss the weather a little bit. I'm loving this live look from our Blackstone camera. So let's head outside here real quick. Look, not a cloud in the sky in this shot. Senior Chief Meteorologist Rusty Lord does tell us today will be mostly sunny, a high of 67. My goodness, does it get much better than that? I don't know. This evening, increasing clouds, though, a 30% chance of showers after 3 in the morning. I hopefully, will be asleep then, a low of 47. Hopefully you will be too. As we gear up for the CWS, look at this shot from our first national camera. A beautiful look at the ballpark here. Yeah, playing baseball out there. It's sunny. It's gorgeous. Gotta love it. Wednesday, a 60% chance of morning and afternoon showers, a high of 63. And then let's head out to this interesting shot here at 144th and Dodge. There we go. Finally some green in the metro. I love it. The trees, spring is here. The trees are blossoming. Green grass, traffic seemingly flowing smoothly. Yeah, so a lovely day out there. Thursday, mostly cloudy, a 20% chance of a shower with a high of 70. So hopefully it will stay that way. Yesterday, we do know from Chief Meteorologist Emily Roller that, the metro kind of missed out on that first Alert 6 weather day. So hopefully we don't have any more of those in store for us, but our meteorologists are working diligently around the clock to make sure that spring comes and goes peacefully for all of us here in the greater metro. So we'll have to wait and hear what they have to say this afternoon. So we hope you will head out and enjoy your day today, and then come back here and enjoy us for our 3 o'clock broadcast with our Dave Zavolinsky. We'll see you then.